Your name? It's lovely to meet you. Try and relax a little. You look tense. So, as you know, I am specifically looking for a progeny. Well, it's something that I've thought about doing for centuries, really. The timing has snapped together, if you will. So, you are here with me as a bit of an interview process, if you will. Yes. You want to become a vampire. I am in need of a progeny. But first, I do need to see if you're the right fit for my life. Of course, I understand you have been part of this vampire community for quite some time, years. Well, in human years, of course. And it is your wish to become a vampire. Right. I hope you don't mind, I'll be taking notes. If I have to spend the rest of eternity with my progeny, I want it to be the correct fit. So... Well, I do want to make sure that this is what you want. I find it extremely rude, those vampires that just turn anyone, anywhere, anytime against their will. They are not accustomed to this vampire life, this community. It can be quite the struggle, and that's how I was personally turned, and I have no interest in doing that to you or any other human. That will be the number one question today. This is what you want? I'll ask again. Do you have any questions for me before we get started? I enjoy being a vampire. It has its perks. I'm not going to lie to you and say that everything is glorious. Every species, vampire and human alike, they have their issues. We are not exempt from that, I'm afraid. So, what brought you to this vampire world, if you will? The world of the undead, whatever sort of Hollywood phrase you want to use. And how long have you known about the existence of vampires, supernatural creatures, and the whole shebang? You seem very well adjusted. That's a good sign. No, I would never turn someone that isn't adjusted to at least being part of the vampire world. As I said, I want this to be your choice completely. Okay. Have you always wanted to be a vampire? Of course, childhood dreams do not count, but from the moment you discovered my kind, have you always wanted to be one of us? Live in the night, if you will. Interesting answer. You've thought about it over the years, though. You've known of our existence for quite some time. Alright. Have you had any relationships with vampires? Not necessarily a romantic one. You know of the world. You are here in the vampire community. Do you have friends here? Loved ones, and so they've accepted you fairly quickly, for a human, I mean. It's a good sign as well. Right. And any romantic partners? Well, I only ask because most of the time, if you are dating a vampire, they would prefer to turn you themselves, and I have no interest in getting in the middle of some sort of lover's quarrel, so good to know. Right. Do you have any family? Human family, that is, that are still living? Right. Are you close with them? You must understand that if this is the life you choose, it'll be far too dangerous to be around them. You will have to sever those ties. Is that something that you're willing to do? Right. Something that you need to think on. Being apart from one's family is very difficult. I was turned against my will, as I said, so I have no choice in the matter. I never got to see my loved ones again. This is exactly why I want to make sure you are completely sure within your choice, and that my progeny is ready for the full vampire life ahead of them. Does that make sense? I don't want to be cruel. I just figure it's time that I can continue my vampire bloodline. Briefly, as I'm afraid the answer could go on forever, and even as an immortal I don't have all the time. Why do you want to be a vampire? Please don't say for the social class. Just because you have friends here does not mean you need to be a vampire. I also want to make sure that this is not some Hollywood dream you're living off of, that you've seen one too many episodes of True Blood or Vampire Diaries. This is not what this is. This is real life, my dear. Understood? Lovely. So, as my progeny, it comes with a bit of a responsibility that I need to know if you are prepared for. Yes. I have an image to uphold. You would be my first progeny. Yes, my first baby, if you will. So it would be very important to me that you are the right person, the right fit, if you will. Are you willing to follow those rules, guidelines, whatever I set for you, honestly? Well, I would hope as my progeny, if you are selected here, of course, that I would be able to teach you things. You would be able to learn from me what I've experienced the past few centuries, so that you could grow into the vampire that you are meant to be. Under my guidelines, of course. How old are you, did you say? Well, it's a good age to be turned, really. But do you want to experience more human adventures, human experiences? Some people don't mind being turned into a vampire at an older age. I highly recommend you avoid the vampire children, though. They never got over those crazy temper tantrums. It's only been magnified as a vampire. Now, do you have any questions for me? I've heard your words. I will begin to consider them and see if you are the right fit for me at my side for the next few centuries as my progeny, to continue my bloodline. Very important. Well, I want you to feel comfortable. That's part of the purpose. Why I've waited so long to find a progeny. I don't wish to scare you, although you've been part of this community for so long. I don't believe you'd scare easily. Am I correct? I thought so. Any other questions? Right. So, next, I think you have to trust me a bit and allow me some space in your mind. Do you trust me? Look into my eyes. Open your mind to me while I take a peek inside at your thoughts and, I like to believe, your soul a bit. Okay? Look right here, right at my face. Can you do that? Open your mind to me. Good. Now, I will ask you these questions once more to see if you told the truth. Do you want to be a vampire? Is that what you wish? The life that you would choose? How long have you known of vampires? Have you always wanted to be a vampire? Do you have relationship with vampires already set in place? Do you have family, human family that you are close with? And you understand that if I was to turn you, you would no longer be able to see them. What is the top most excellent reason why you want to be a vampire? And you understand that if I was to choose you to be my new progeny, my first and only progeny, it would come with responsibility. You would have an image to uphold, and you would have to follow my rules and guidelines as I guided you into your new life as a vampire. Do you understand? Once more, is this truly what you want? Deep inside your soul, this is where you see yourself. This is what you want, this to be a vampire. By my side, centuries to come. This is what you want? Understood. Go ahead and rest your eyes now. You're going to need some rest. While I do need to make my final decision, I think you may be a perfect fit for me. Rest well, lovely human.